So we have 60% increase in the mental risk if you have in middle age, like I am now, high blood pressure. I'm talking about 150 to 90, something like this. Nothing really high. And you have a 25% higher risk for Alzheimer's if you have high blood pressure in middle age. So when you're 40, 45, something like this, or 50. I would say 50 is also middle age because I want to get 100. So this is the middle, I would say. So we can lower this risk. We can lower the risk of high blood pressure. For example, in don't drink so much alcohol. Because alcohol increases blood pressure by 5 to 7 points. You think, okay, that's not so much. But it's only one part of the puzzle. There's only one. So we have cigarettes. One cigarette, acute increase of 5 to 10 points for the blood pressure. Okay, if you smoke one a day. But normal people smoking 10 to 20 a day, so you don't come down with your blood pressure because you smoke one, the blood pressure is up 30 to 60 minutes, and then you smoke another one. We know that this is not healthy, but when it comes to brain health, this is really a killer. You don't want this. Also, being overweight, so carrying more kilos around than is healthy, like 10 kilos, 20 kilos more. If I reduce this healthy with food and with lifestyle, with training, etc., with 1 kilo is 1 point of blood pressure going down. So 10 kilos, 10 points. So that's great. It's a really big, good deal, I would say. For training, I can decrease my blood pressure 5 to 8 points just with cardio training, zone 1 and zone 2. I think that's great. That's a really good deal. We were talking about nutrition a lot this evening, I think, this day. We heard a lot of things about nutrition today. That's great. And I don't want to talk about the Mediterranean diet or the Mayan diet and the DASH diet and things like this. This is really important. But many of you know this. So Mediterranean diet is great when it comes to heart and brain and overall health, I would say. But there are some special nutrients, they lower the blood pressure very good. Like the beetroot extract. You cannot eat this. Like if you eat 5 beetroots daily, that makes no sense. It would not be the biggest fun, I think. You have to take an extract. Because this is an NO booster, so this opens the vessels and the blood pressure is going down. Does anyone have the experience with this here? Was it good or not so good, or neutral?
Brilliant. It has an effect, but it's not so pleasant as consumption.
Yeah, the extract, I'm talking about 1 spoon daily. And combine this with citrulline, the amino acid. Did you hear about this? Bodybuilders taking this for warm up. We can use this also because opens also the blood vessels and blood pressure goes down. And then it looks like this. So this is Robert. He's a client of mine. Robert has a blood pressure 140 to 90 average. This is too much. These are numbers I'm talking about when it comes to long-term problems with your heart and your brain, and your endothelium, your vessels, your arteries, etc. So the highway from your brain to your heart, to your kidneys, and etc. This is March this year, and this is April this year. 8 kilos less, lighter from sports, citrulline, amino acid, and beetroot extract. That's it. Or sauna. If you go to the sauna, measure your blood pressure later, or if you go to the hot tube, measure your blood pressure later. You will see, at first it goes up because it's stress, and then it goes down. My lowest blood pressure was after 45 minutes in the hot tube at home, 160 to 66. Do I look like or act like a guy who has this blood pressure normally? I don't think so. And no, it's not. I'm like Robert, you know. So I have to do everything right. So, okay, this holds only for 2 or 3 hours. That's right. But there's a study from Finland that shows that if you go 5 to 7 times a week into the sauna,
Follow the live stream on the top left. Share the live on the lower right.
Diabetes, another very important topic when it comes to Alzheimer. We are still in the Alzheimer protocol. So I want to decrease my Alzheimer risk. We were talking about blood pressure and heart. It's directly linked to the brain. Okay. But diabetes, did you know that 50% of people with Alzheimer had diabetes before? So we are curing the wrong disease maybe. We're waiting too long with things like that. And also with things like that, with insulin resistance. So when you have metabolic problems, too much sugar on your highway. So 80% of the Alzheimer patients had before insulin resistance. And you don't see this, you don't smell this, you don't hear this, you don't measure this. Because the glucose is normally, in that case, on a normal level, 90, 95, whatever, 80. But the insulin is already really high. That's insulin resistance. And then we come to the neuroinflammation, what you said before. Chronic stress is a really big problem for our brain because it shrinks. But not only the brain in general, also the memory center. We know that this is a big part of the problem when it comes to dementia. And it promotes also amyloid plaques in the brain. So another big problem.
Lombardo, wir sind hier beim Longevity Forum zur Lebensverlängerung.
And the neuroinflammation. So of course you can increase inflammation in your brain with cigarettes, alcohol, with burgers, with pommes, with fries, with beer, etc. With all of this. Neuroinflammation is linked to Alzheimer. You don't see this in your normal blood work, you don't feel this, you don't hear this. That's very difficult, but it's linked to your lifestyle. And sleep. Do you think sleep is important for brain health? Yeah, that's really important. Because this is the cleaning process for your brain. So if you want to clean your brain, go to sleep. If you have a bad sleep, like waking up in the night many times, no deep sleep, maybe you have a wearable that tells you this, then this increases the risk for dementia and Alzheimer. So in my case, or in your case, we have to focus on good sleep. That's really important. And not only having fun and socializing, because we know
Danke fürs Like, Lombardo.
etc. This is top 5 of longevity things you can do. It's not only food and sports, etc. It's also socializing, having fun, being with family and friends. But dancing is great for the brain. You need coordination. Of course, you can do a riddle or something or play chess. That's also great for the brain. But dancing is really great for improvement of your brain and to lower the risk of Alzheimer. Doesn't matter what you dance. Line dance, there are studies with line dance. You don't have to do something difficult. Just have fun. So, that means I could have many red flags in my profile. Like here, for example. If I don't care, like smoking, like drinking alcohol a lot, my genetic is a problem, like in my case. The parents, like in my case. Or it looks like this. It could also look like this because it's in my hands. This one, parents, you know it's not in my hands, of course. The genetic, also not. It's a lottery. Like in, you remember my son or my father? It's a lottery. It was not his choice. But smoking and the other things, this is my choice, my personal choice. And I can turn a red flag into a green one. So what I want you to do is get back of this seat as a pilot in the cockpit of your health. And don't sit behind there and just watch and wait that someone comes and makes the job for you. Take responsibility for your health. This is the most important motivation or thing I can give you today. It's your job. No one else. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thanks for reminding our consciousness. Thank you, the optimizer. So we have another last one keynote, and then we will